Hello, internet. Tis me, tis I. I tried to do a live stream a couple of days ago. You may have seen it. It was bad and I couldn't get it to work. So instead, mostly to keep me busy and also for friends and family who I miss, I thought I would just do some sets. To be honest, this is kind of better because I hate audiences and I hate like playing live a lot of the time. So in some ways, this is the best thing I could do. Anyway, I thought to start with to give this a test and see if anyone gives a shit. I thought I would do the Settling EP in full because it came out about 2 years ago, and I'm still very proud of it. And I thought it would be a bit of fun. But I have some other ideas for some other sets, and if anybody has anything in particular they'd like to hear, just let me know. Through all of these, I'm gonna link to in descriptions and stuff. I'm gonna link to the Music Venue Trust has this campaign to save grassroots venues around the UK. So if you have a spare couple of quid and can throw it to the venue of your choice, you have no idea how much it could help out with live music for all of the venues. It would be lovely to hear. Anyway, Settling. The Settling EP came out in 2018 and was recorded by the wonderful Joshua McFarlane in Tallulah Records even. And yeah, it was a silly little 6-track thing. I'm still quite proud of it. Joshua was wonderful. The whole entire experience was wonderful. So I'm sort of celebrating it with this. I figure I'm going to play each song and while around it, I'm going to talk about the songs and how they came to be and maybe some of the recording process as well. Just something fun to space it out. So the first song on Settling is called Break. And a lot of the songs in Settling, the whole overarching theme of Settling is kind of mental health led, but it's a bit me on the verge of giving up when it comes to music as well. So there's a lot of that plays into a lot of it as well. And Break was like, ironically, a bit of a breakthrough because I hadn't written for like a year or two, and in I think it was 2013, maybe late 2012, I tried forcing myself to write. I had this mindset of write something, even if it's crap, and just carry on with it because I couldn't force myself to write. So I wrote one song and it was awful, which is why it's not on the EP. But the next song I wrote after that was Break. I'd written most of the song in like something like 15 minutes. It was ridiculous how quickly I'd written most of it. And I'd actually worked on it with Matthias and Mariam, who I was friends with in uni, and they helped me do it for sort of a live stage. It's one of the only acoustic songs where I've written it and it doesn't work on acoustic. It sounds better full band, and that's why the EP version is phenomenal for me because it sounds as it should sound. It sounds like it sounds in my head, and Joshua did a lot of stuff for it which just put it over the edge. Like the piano part in it just really marries itself very well, and I got to put my solo in it, which was cool, and it sort of introduced me to the idea that I can write a solo, even though I didn't perform the solo on the EP. I wrote the part and then somebody else played it because I was so underconfident on electric. It just sounded plinky plunky plunk, but I wrote the bit. But yeah, so this is Break lyrically is a weird song. A lot of people actually find it quite off-putting. Somebody once told me it sounds rapey, which is not what I was going for at all. But it's a weird song. It's very visceral. The idea is about addiction and personified addiction. So like some people get really attached in a very unhealthy way to another person, and it brings out a very dark part of them and a very wrong part of them. And that hasn't necessarily happened to me, at least not like this, but I've seen it a lot. And I was seeing it a lot when I wrote this song. So the song is like weirdly influenced by a lot of people. Although I like to say that this song is about my addiction to Coca-Cola. And there is an element of truth, I suppose, in that. It's mostly a joke. But anyway, this song has a very typical chord structure for me. It's something I've used a lot since. So if you were a fan of Grim Citizens, yes, this is Patient. And if you're a fan of Igniteness, yes, this is Letters to Loris. But this song is called Break. I'd love to kiss away your shame, so self-induced. I'd love to hurt you, to raise the cross, to tie the noose. I'd love to spill your guts across the local news. Well, keep me in your bed, keep me interested, leave me on, build me up, make me strong and turn me down and keep me on my knees, keep your hands on me, let me go, let me break, let me lie in this mistake. I'd love to taste you, to take you home, to cut you loose. My tongue would trace the lines until you've come unglued. And I'd love to break you, to leave you dry, to salt your wounds. I'd love to drink enough till nothing's left of you. Well, keep me in your bed, keep me interested, leave me on, build me up, make me strong and turn me down and keep me on my knees, keep your hands on me, let me go, let me break, let me lie in this mistake, in this mistake, in this mistake. Well, that was Break. I do really, really love that song a lot. I can't help it. It's definitely one of the best ones for me on the whole thing. Anywho, this next song is probably my least favourite on the whole thing, which is a bit weird to jump to, but I'll explain. This next song is called Saturdays, which technically on the surface is an actually very sweet love song, and I'm wonderful and I'm just absolutely lovely romantic human being to have written this song for my partner. Except I wrote it because I'd organised a charity night with my old boss for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and I was going to perform, and she'd made a comment about having positive songs and upbeat songs, and I was mostly in my head trying to work out which ones were the least depressing or at least didn't have any swear words. So it occurred to me that I might be in trouble. So I was like, I'm gonna write a happy song. So the only thing happy I knew to write about was my partner. So I wrote a very, very quick and easy song about how our Saturdays were the best days of the week because we got to spend them together, and it's just a lighthearted in that way. The problem with it is that it's a bitch to sing. It's got a ridiculously weird note, and when it came to recording it, it drove me up the wall, and as a result, I can't really listen to it without cringing because it's an absolute nightmare to sing, and I don't tend to play it anymore, which is a shame because the only reason it's on the EP is because there is a mental health bend, but it's because she loved the song so much, and it was good to have something positive on the EP, and I thought that was a good idea. In retrospect, I should just listen to myself and just put the ones I actually want on it. But anyway, This song is called Saturdays, and chord-wise it's bog standard nonsense. It's very straightforward. That's what I promise, but I just wanna keep you close. So pull the covers up, let's watch TV in bed. It's the weekend, shut the world out, and instead let's pretend that we could be anywhere but here. You can be an author and I can be an entrepreneur. We could be just like any other day. Go for a walk around the town, be reckless and get lunch out. We said we'd watch our spend, but I just wanna spend more time with you. So you choose my love, it's on me today. It's the weekend, let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy it while we can and play. We could be anywhere but here. Shacking up in Canada with perfectly fitting careers. We could be anywhere but here. Our Saturdays would be just like every other day. Well, I'd be lying if I said that I am happy and settled where we are. But no matter where we get, well, I'll be content spending Saturdays in your arms. Yeah, I'll be content spending Saturdays in your arms. Yeah, I'll be content spending Saturdays in your arms. Well, we could be anywhere but here, watching our kids graduate and retiring in our golden years. We could be anywhere but here, but for now our Saturdays are better than every other day. Every other day. Yeah, that. Yeah. It's a cute song. I shouldn't give it such a hard time. Anyway, this next song is the lead single from Settling. I'm pretty sure earlier I said it was 2018. I'm now thinking it was actually 2017. I can't remember anything. My brain doesn't work. It's all mush. Everything's nuts now. Anyway, Bed. Bed was a very weird one for me. I also wrote this around the same time as Break and Ghost, which we'll get to, which was 2013-ish, 2014-ish. And Bed was just me attempting to dilute down how I felt, which is very obviously depression. I just didn't know that was really what it was. So Bed was just going, I mean, I don't know. I just don't want to do anything. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to do it. And it was the song, which I have now learned from sharing it with people, that it's one of, like, it's pretty accurate when it comes to describing depression to somebody who may not know what it's like. It's got very sunshiny chords. To anybody who remembers old me, it's actually a very similar chord structure to songs like Always or She Never, which were very old me songs and were all a bit sad girly. Bed was going to be the lead single, and Joshua did a really good job of making the song both impactful in the meaning aspect, but also weirdly like fun and sunshiny in other areas, which kind of shows the dichotomy. And I really love how Bed came out musically. For the video, I did a professional video with Simon Regan, which is on my channel and you can watch it, and it was all very professionally done, and it was a really professional, wonderful video to show how uncomfortable I can look straight down on a camera, because I look 3 times the size I actually am. Anyway, it wonders for my mental health. But yeah, this song is called Bed, and I will say before I play it that if you feel like this, talk to somebody. Anyway, this is Bed. I don't want to go outside, I don't want to sleep tonight, I just don't want anything. I don't want to say hello, but I don't want you go. I just don't want anything. I just want to stay in bed. I just want to stay in bed. It's all I want. I don't want to see anyone. I just don't want anything. I don't want company, but I don't want to be alone with me. I just don't want anything. I just want to stay in bed. I just want to stay in bed. Sometimes I don't want to live at all, but I don't want the curtain call. I just don't want anything. Now I may barely be alive, but I sure as hell don't want to die. I just don't want anything. I just want to stay in bed. I just want to stay in bed. That's all I want. That's Bed. Fun fact, the line, I don't want company, but I don't want to be alone with me, might be one of the best lyrics I've ever written. Very proud. Rare from me, but very proud. I love that line. It's bang on the money. Right, this next song is Ghost. Ghost is my favourite on the EP. Probably easily, like, it's my favourite, one of my favourite songs of mine that I've ever written in general. And at the time I wrote it, I thought it was a very, not brave, but like a very raw, honest, wonderful love song. And I felt all of this when I recorded it. It was only after the song was done and I had reviews back and I was talking to people that I realised that the song is inherently quite damaged and quite selfish and quite missing the point. Because the idea to me with Ghost was that I was saying that if I was a healthier person, I would be a better person for you because you deserve it. But what I was actually saying was, I'm a mess and I need you to come and take care of me and I need to pull you down with me, and that's not great. And it's weird because I love the song still, but it did colour my opinion a bit. Musically, it's probably the most intricate on guitar because the EP is ridiculously simple guitar-wise. I went for a lot of very simple songs. And it's all very sweet and plinky plunky and then aggressive, which is typical of me. Ghost is just, I just love it. I will let you hear it. Touch me, I need a little proof that I still exist to you, not a ghost passing through. And kiss me, rise me from this grave, this fairy tale I can't escape. Been asleep for 1,000 days. Cause if I could only stop, I'd wake up for you. Oh, if I could fight them all, I'd wake up for you. Scream at me, shockwave the barriers, make me bleed from my ears, help me to even feel. Oh, please hurt me, make me wanna fight, make me worthy of your sight, help me to feel alive. Cause if I could only stop, I'd wake up for you. Oh, if I could fight them off, I'd wake up for you. Oh, if I could only stop, I'd wake up for you. Oh, if I could fight them off, I'd wake up for you. Touch me, I need a little proof that I still exist to you. That's Ghost. Really well recorded on the EP. It's like all hell breaks loose towards the end. Good harmonies, good piano. It's all very good. All right, we're getting to the end. This next one is one of the another one that didn't really pan out with the EP. I didn't want to put this song on the EP. I wrote this really silly, piss-takey, annoyed song called Positively Pissed, and I played it at gigs, and everyone kept going, that's really good. That has to go on it. That's really good. That's a really good song. And I kept going, I mean, I like it. For the I don't know, and I sort of relented because everybody wanted it, And it was a mistake because I knew going in that I didn't know how on earth we'd record it because it's such a typically live song. It's just me ignoring all manner of time signatures and everything else and just basically yelling for half a song. But we tried, and Joshua did what he could with it, and I still think it's better than I expected it to turn out. But it doesn't sound right to me. It should be live and aggressive and ridiculous. I don't think it works without an audience quite so well, but I'll give it a go. This song is 4 chords. It's 4 chords all the way through, and it's the most basic song in the EP, and it's actually a complete rip-off of a Kevin Devine song, which I think it's even literally in the same place. It's oh baby, baby, please feel the urgent need. No, it's not. Baby, baby, please feel the urgent need to apologize. I did a terrible thing in a terrible dream, and now I can't look you in the eye. See, we were out on a date when you turned to say, I've got to tell you something odd. And it goes on like that. But that's the Kevin Devine one. I just ripped that song off completely to write Positively. But anyway, this is a 4-chord rant about being shitly employed and nobody giving a shit about my music. Basically the song. Oh, life has been nothing but a list of complaints of mistakes I have made. Now I'm older and I'm wiser, the sun is shining brighter, the people want my tune to change. But the pathetic truth is I'm still inherently useless at being happy with what is. So, here's my moody disposition, a rotary chord progression to pretend that I sound positive. La la la, la la, la la. Oh, I'm being paid next to nothing. Be screamed at by hungry cretins. I'm glad that I got that degree. Speaking of which, I'm still paying. Of course, it's worth its weight in day-old thrown-out pastries. And my music, ever elusive, is becoming quite abusive with its overwhelming difficulty. In band form or on my lonesome, I'm still singing to no one and begging for some validity. La 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 la. Oh, I don't mean to whine, but I'm just biding my time till the world implodes, takes all your souls, hell off my globe, and leaves me the fuck alone. But I guess until then I'll sing la 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 la. For this end part, I'll just mention, if you've been paying attention, that some things never change. There's still a lot of good things, like Buffy on Netflix, except they took it off Netflix, now it's on Amazon Prime. But these harder parts still remain. I don't want to take anyone for granted, or a fame and fortune handed to a woeful speck of dust like me. But I'm really sick to death of being shot on from high above and being told that I should be happy. Ah, la 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 jog on. It's really dumb, guys. It's really dumb. All right, this last song coming up is Settling, so I will wrap up a bit to make this not quite so long. Yeah, so Positively Pissed was written not too long before I actually recorded the EP. I was just generally fucked off with everything, and that song came out of that. Recording it wise, Joshua did his best, but it is what it is. This last one we recorded as a straight acoustic take because it needed to be. It was a straight acoustic song, and I definitely think it's one of the best songs I've written. I'm a very big fan of this song, but it never really went down well with people, and I think it's just slightly too honest. It's the song Settling, which is why the EP was called after it. The song Settling is about being very honest with myself about my abilities as a musician and what I wanted out of it and how little far I've come. And I kind of think it's very relatable if you're a musician, but probably isn't very relatable if you're not, which is probably why it hasn't really gelled with most people. But it's very personal. Like the first verse talks about finding a yellow folder, which was full of songs I'd written when I was a teenager, including one about my grandfather when he died. And it was just very evocative of like how much I'd written, how much of myself I'd poured into so many songs that I did nothing with, and a music career that I never managed to get anywhere. And then the second verse mentions the boys from Ignitemares, who used to be Grim Citizens back when I was writing this song. And it was just about the fact that, you know, we're getting old and playing really depressing gigs and sort of just awkwardly waiting around for nights to end and just being like, why are we doing this kind of mindset. It's very dark, very sad song, so it's a very sad one to end on. I love how it was recorded, and I loved that it was like the only straight solo acoustic song in the EP. Musically, it's like 3 chords, but I loved the finger picking pattern so much so that I ripped myself off and wrote Coming Home with it not long after, which is another song which you'll hear at some point. But yeah, I'm very chuffed with it. I love it, and I think it ends the EP off perfectly. So before I play it and finish this little thing, I'll just say donate to Music Venues Trust if you have any spare cash. Thank you for watching if you got this far. And lastly, if you want a physical EP, yeah, I got them. And if you just want to hear it in general, it's on Spotify and everything else. You can find it on all the links. Just look for Kayleigh Morgan Settling. And lastly, if you have any requests for other stuff, let me know. Okay, this song is Settling. Sorting out the back room, cold day in October, shuffling through our past and making space to tide us over. And there beneath the books lies a yellow folder full of teenage dreams and a tear-stained roller coaster. Me at just 14, armed only with 4 chords. With words beyond my ears, I sang injustice and remorse. And as lonely as I was, I thought it would reap some rewards. But now 17 years later, I'm completely off course. And I know the world is different, but I can't help feeling lost. And I know it's 1 in a million, but it's the only thing I want. And I only need 1 shot. Standing in the green room, another soulless winter, shuffling our feet, waiting for the night to be over. 'Cause when we step in the light, we're looking so much older. All our teenage dreams just weighing down our shoulders. And I know it's a fool's errand, but someone has got to try. And I know we're close to the end now, but it's what I've wanted my whole life. And I will love it till I die. And I know the world is different, but I can't help feeling lost. And I know it's 1 in a million, but it's the only thing I want. It's the only thing I've got. It's the only thing I want. But we